एपिसोड में आप सभी का स्वागत करते हैं। Today's topic is how to overcome fear and build courage. Sometimes the solution to a problem is a simple and in face that we don't have the courage to go for it. The story took care of my fear of action to a great extent. Hence, as I write, how to overcome fear and find courage for yourself. The story comes the first. A man went to a temple. He was very proud of his fearful nature. The temple had a few ferocious looking dogs chained up, and he was worried whether it would be safe or not. But he went anyway. To his dismay, when he was going down the stair after the prayer, he saw the dogs had broken away their chains and were running towards him with a murder in their eyes. He was scared to his wits and didn't know what to do. He did something he thought was very stupid. He ran towards them, screaming with all his might. You know what happened next? The dog got scared and confused as to what was wrong with this man, and they ran away in the opposite direction. The lesson he learned that day is the lesson I would like to impress upon all who feel that their battle with their fears is slowing them down in life. That their dreams are all going unfulfilled because they are too scared to take action. For 80% of my school years, I was raised in village. English was very far away from where I was growing. By the time I reached my college, I was overwhelming the fear of speaking well in English, but I decided to operate ruthlessly and fearlessly about this, and this fear has learned the entire Oxford dictionary during my college years. And I had not burned my fear in early years, I would not have been able I love doing today. Do not delay conquering those demons. कुछ सॉलिड किया है लाइफ में वाली फीलिंग you have you will be surprised to know if you keep deep in your own life how often you have given into this thing called fear. Someone beautifully described but false evidence appearing real to us. I say false because most of our fears are imaginary. For example, the man who was so scared of dogs would kill him found that they were equally scared of him. Now, what is the meaning of courage then? One might ask. It is not the ability to face those fears and reclaim the far more powerful line that you have imagined for yourself, but also denied yourself from having it. So, without giving further gyan, following is how to overcome fear and build courage and have it in your life. Tackling imaginary fear. This imaginary fear keeps our life small, limits us to one person only. It makes feel people feel like a zero by removing them two zeros out of 100% life. Try this small exercise. Write down something you have been afraid of doing all the time. It could be a career shift, asking at overtime, cross confronting friend, breaking up in a bad relationship, going on a solo trip, telling the truth to anyone. Write it down and list. Just write without writing nahi hoga. Now pick up them one by one and see it in you can tag it. Analyze, rationalize, and figure it out if they can be fought. And while doing it, it is important that you look for ways to do the things, not reasons to avoid. For example, if you're sick and tired of your job and not following your dreams, write five things that make you afraid of doing so. Financial trouble, convincing parents, what people will say, and what if you fail. Is it too late? Financial trouble. Do you have savings? Will it sustain you? If yes, for how long? Accordingly, you give self-doubt to succeed, and that's one problem tackled. What will people? I think the biggest reason majority people live their lives in the shadow of their fear is क्या कहेंगे लोग सबसे बड़ा रोग. How does it matter? Those people won't come out to put you sleep when your uncostumated dreams give the sleepless night. Throw their thoughts in the bin, and that's the second problem. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. You get that guess right. Reason with yourself, but not why you shouldn't do something because you are afraid. Reason with yourself as why you should muster the courage to do it in spite of all the fear because it is so very important for you. That's true bravery, true courage. Be more afraid if you have to be of missing out of great opportunity to succeed. That was lying just outside your comfort zone. Talking to comfort zone, I think a lot of people keep living their lives fear because it is comfortable to not to struggle against mediocrity, comfortable to play safe, a stable but boringly unhappy marriage, a job that does not create fire in your eyes but pays your bills, bad health. I have seen them struggle with the mediocrity because are much afraid of changing the status quo. How do most people deal with it? Waste time by watching TV, internet, alcohol, indulgence, and fear, and this. Building courage as a habit. I think fear is a habit, comfort is a habit. Unfortunately, so is courage. And if someone does not have this habit but wants it, it can be very well inculcated. It is a building stamina and exercise. The first day you will breathless in a minute, but the 10th day you will run like a cheetah. So goes for courage. Here, your second priority progressive weight training. Build a fear hierarchy on a piece of paper. Write down one of the fears and that you like to overcome, and then number 1 to 10. Write on the variations with the number of activity anxiety producing. For example, if you're afraid of asking someone out on a date, here's you can exercise on overcome. Going out to a public place and smiling at someone you find attractive, very mild fear. Smiling at 10 attractive strangers in a single number, and then go do them one by one. By the time you reach 9 tenths will feel more doable than it would ever did. The first times you battle your fear, you will want to retreat back to the illusionary security of your comfort. But if you keep exercising your courage, if you keep banging up with closed doors and bravery, you will eventually open up the facing those fears and walking. What would you dare to dream be? Or if you were not afraid of anything in the whole world, it woke enough for what you need to have it. A chain reaction. Celebrated author Brian Tracy makes a wonderful point about overcoming fear and building confidence. He said it is because of two major childhood conditions: fear of failure and fear of rejection. What do fear do to us? An obsession towards the idea of losing what's dear to us, inclination towards opening strong, and fear of removal, a fear of mental paralysis that leads to strong indecision, procrastination, excuses, and immediately failure. Frustration on being caught in the middle of comfort and dreams. If we feel like afraid, we are ignorant on the fact that most of our fears won't happen, and they are mostly figments of our hyperactive, hypersensitive imagination. How to fight the mediocrity? That's where the third reason comes in. Fight the ignorance. By knowing everything you can about your fear, acquire additional knowledge to the domain of fear. The fear of failure is often very strong in our minds, which can be tackled and deal head-on collision, armed with the knowledge and skills. Fighting with the ignorant expertise of chain reaction. The more you know about the thing you scares you, the lesser you will be the ignorant. The stronger will be the confidence and the fear, mister. The stronger joyful. Uh, why do you need to fight your fear? Because being afraid is like looking at the pleasure of life in a shufti and being too much of a chicken to go after what comes hurt joyful. It matters. Trust me, being happy for yourself, it matters to not sleepwalk through life. It matters to be brave because once you know this way, the scared, whimsical way, continuing to scurry will simply hold on more interest for you. And I want you to experience that, every one of you. Lastly, please also know that no one else will be able to fight your battle. How you choose to spend your life isn't about your parents, your teacher, your boss, or your partner. It's slowly and only your prerogative. Exercise that by using these exercise on overcome your figure. Go and find yourself and send courage. जिंदगी तन्हा सफर की एक रात है अपने अपने हौसले की बात है. Thank you for listening.